I was baptized 3 days after I was born.
That was quick.
3 days.
Got him right in there.
Water.
Took him straight to church.
Gotta save this boy.
Yeah, that's right, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, because we
Yeah.
got pulled over with our cousins one time in South Ogden, and the dude was super disrespectful. And he got us out of the car, right, to search the car because we all had big gulps. And he was like, "Oh, there's probably something mixed in there or whatever, like alcohol." I'm like, no, he literally drank my drink, bro. Yeah. Drank my drink. I had to throw a whole drink out. I'm like, that's a fucking random guy.
Jeez.
Yeah, and we were minors, so this was in high school.
Oh, wow.
And after he gets us out of the car, he asks
your mom, bro.
He brings another officer. Like another officer shows up to the scene, and he starts speaking in Spanish. And we're like, we were just clearly speaking to this guy in English. Why are you speaking Spanish to us now?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
So
do you think maybe the cop was trying to be cool or something?
Like show out to the other officer.
Like show out to like, hey, I'm close to these guys. We're homies. You know, we know the same language. Like, I don't know. Maybe it was trying to be like that, but
he takes off his cop hat. He has like slick back hair. And he sits down like,
tres flores.
3 puntos, huh?
that Adidas cologne.
Adidas cologne.
Were you into lowriders and stuff too, or was that not a thing, or like what I don't know.
No, I never was.
Oh shit.
I mean,
okay. Yeah.
I would possibly own one.
Okay.
But I don't know, man. Like growing up, I wasn't into it. I was just more into like basketball, man.
Cool, yeah, sports.
Soccer.
Yeah.
You know, and my mom was never really like, one of the reasons why we got out of California is because we lived in this like borderline bad neighborhood in Corona, and there was a ton of cholos around, bro.
Yeah.
So she was kind of like, and I was starting to
I
was starting to low-key hang out with a couple people.
Yeah.
So
kid from a private school and out of Mexico.
Yeah.
And just go straight to Corona.
But we were like my dad's side of the family in Mexico, they lived in like a pretty uptight neighborhood. But my mom's side, so I kind of knew both worlds.
Right.
So it wasn't completely like something that I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean in Mexico, like my grandma, and she'd take me downtown Mexico City, and she taught us how to be like, me and my cousin. She taught us how to be like quick.
Yeah.
You know what's a threat. As a matter of fact, everything's a threat. Everything's a threat until you realize it's not a threat. And then you're like, okay.
You're just constantly looking out.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good way to
But that's what helped me survive on this side.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. Like, it carries on into life, so that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, and so shit like that, where I was like, okay, my grandma kind of prepared me for this.
That's cool.
But I don't know, man.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
But let me ask you guys this though, like, now that I'm kind of out of school and don't really have to like blend in with people or, I don't know, communicate with people that aren't really in my circle, like I find myself going back to like my Mexican roots a little bit more. Like, I don't know. Do you guys feel that? Do you guys get that too? Like now that you maybe don't have to interact or blend in the crowds.
Like you were more influenced to act more white.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, because of high school and stuff. So like now that I'm like, I don't need to impress anybody. Like I'm gonna go back to my roots, which sucks, Right. But that's if you want to get through high school and not be weird. You got to kind of blend in.
Because to that point, and me and Roman touched on this a few episodes back. Like there was always that rift between like the Mexicans and then like the Mexican Americans or Hispanic Americans, you know what I mean? There was always that kind of like beef and stuff because we dress like more urban American.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they weren't like that. They were like, oh, you guys, fucking pocho, you guys are cut off. And you guys don't have culture.
And I'm like, bro, we still eat beans and rice when we go home.
We
hella tortillas, bro.
So, but to that point, I find myself like more connected to the culture and stuff like that. I'm wanting to be more connected to the culture because I don't have to like fit in certain, you know what I mean, aspects of like.
That's how I felt.
Certain aspects of whatever,
That's how I felt, man. I used to wear Hollister, Abercrombie,
preppy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, you're not real Mexican." I'm like, "Little do these fuckers know I crossed the damn border." Like, how much more Mexican do you need me to be, bro? But it's kind of like a stereotype. But I do, to go back to your point and your question, like sometimes I'm even ashamed to what am I saying? Like to confirm or whatever that I was this way.
Yeah, you were. Yeah.
Yeah, because for example, like I used to be embarrassed to talk about the fact that I crossed the border on foot. Like who wants to fucking talk about that? As a teenager, you're like,
no, I get it.
Now,
But when I grew up, I was like, man, fuck this. Like this is actually a cool fucking thing.
Story.
Like,
Right.
It's who I am.
Yeah.
Now I kind of respect those guys that were kind of really true to being, who they were.
Right.
I know, you said there's problems between the two.
Right.
Like I wish there was more communication because like, now as I'm older, like I actually respect that they didn't really like try to blend in or switch up who they were, you know?
Sure, dude.
But they were
that's a good point.
They were essentially pochos too, though.
Yeah, essentially. Right?
They weren't even born in Mexico, and they want to talk about. They're American born. Just like cholos.
I can pull that card.
I don't know, right? I'm saying it's very hypocritical, bro.
That's a good point.
My mom would always say that the worst enemy for a Mexican is a Mexican.
For sure.
You know what I mean? It's like
For sure.
It's like, bro, we're supposed to be on the same team, and you're worried about
Right.
what the fuck I'm wearing.
Yeah,
Like,
it's ridiculous because
You know what I mean?
at the end of the day, we're the same race.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
We have the same blood. We all come from the same place, and it's just these stupid cultural dividers that like are separating us or causing friction between both sides. But when me and Roman moved down to Vegas, that was like it was crazy. I remember we came back. You came back a few years later. And Roman was like way into the like West Coast Hispanic culture. Like he was dressing in Dickies. You know what I mean?
I probably
Because
I remember the hat.
Yeah, it was going down there. It was going down there and spending time like because we like our tia lived in an area that wasn't like really bad, but there was like a lot of Mexicans there and like cholos and stuff there, and like not a lot of that is like hip here in Utah, right? Like in Utah, you either have to be like preppy or you got to be in the urban circle with the other minorities and listen to hip hop and stuff like that. And if you're not of that, then you're just a Mexican. You know what I mean?
Right.
But down there, like the culture is like living. Like they have that West Coast. You know what I mean? Mexican American culture. That Chicano culture is there. That's who they are.
What do you think? It's like now? Because like back then it was like gangs, right? But what do you think it is now? Like I don't
Bunch
know.
of Edgars.
Yeah.
No.
Bro, I was gonna say that.
Tell me this.
I was gonna say that, bro. Now it seems to me like the Gen Z Mexican, right?
Yeah.
And Mexican American, Hispanic American, Latinos in general, right? The Gen Zers, they're like fancy haircuts, fucking Edgar haircuts.
Don't be Bad Bunny, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't be Bad Bunny, bro.
Shit, we were rocking fades and shit in high school because I mean that was the urban style, you know.
Long
what I mean?
ass tees.
Yeah,
There was a time
long
when I
ass
wore some long ass G Unit shirts from Ross and shit.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
But the Gen Zers now, like they're a bunch of Edgars, bro. They're just straight up like.
Is that the term? I don't even know.
You ever seen that meme? There's a
You haven't
meme.
seen the Edgar
You gotta
memes?
see the Edgar
Yeah.
memes, bro.
Yeah.
But that's what
Yeah.
I think. I think mostly like these Gen Zers are because it's cool now. It's more cool than it was when we were like younger to have that cultural influence and be Mexican and like stand, on that ground and stuff. But now they're like just taking it a different direction. You know what I mean? Like they're just taking it a whole different direction.
And then you just realize that acting white is not cool.
Yeah.
As cool as you thought.
Probably what it was. Yeah.
You know? And you're like, yo, I'm really trying to be something that I'm really not. Like I'm gonna embrace this shit. And then you think about like the people that you're gonna inspire and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I gotta admit who I am for myself.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then, because once you admit it for yourself, it's a wrap.
Right.
Nobody can tell you. Like people call me wetbag and shit. I'll be like, man,
Cool.
Yeah.
look at where I'm at now.
I think it's the times too, because I don't know if it's like, I think a lot of the black people too as well. They're going more towards their roots as well.
Yeah.
Like they're wanting to take ownership of what they brought into the culture, what they've done. So like, I don't know. I think maybe the Hispanics kind of seen that too, and we're like, well, you know what? We're a little bit strong too. We have this to offer as well. So
And it's true.
it might be the time, and I think it's because of maybe what the white people have been doing the past few years.
They basically
That
like
could be it.
if you think about it, because like we're in one of the like our generation is one of the last generations where like pop culture was strongly white influenced still, right? Now I feel like the culture itself, like pop culture and stuff for young Americans, is mostly black influenced. Latin influence is there too, but it's not just like majority white influence. Even though white's still like the majority of the population or whatever, but especially like when we were coming up in the 90s and the early 2000s, like white culture was still the culture. You know what I mean? Like there were still fucking Hulk Hogan's and white guys that were the top dominant Brett Favre's. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, like you look at the best athletes in the NFL, black quarterbacks, Kyler Murray. You know what I mean? You look at like so
blacks,
yeah.
It's kind of pretty recent actually.
Yeah, it's pretty recent. You really think about it because even like Michael Jordan, right? Michael Jordan was like the first. Even though Magic Johnson had his thing, Magic Johnson always had Larry Bird as his rival. Yeah. There was a white man always like rivaling him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's always been a white man.
There's always been a white man in there, but now
Michael
like
Jordan had
there's
no
so
white
much.
man.
Yeah, now there's so much color as the face of companies, the face of teams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That it's starting to influence the youth now.
Right.
So it's for the better. Where like I was trying to say when we were coming up, we still had that kind of like white veil over our face. You know what I mean?
It's crazy that a lot of people still might think that there's still a white veil over it right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I think more than ever, sometimes it feels like, white people are like, no, we're being too Hispanic.
Yeah.
We're you're watching too much black music or something. And it's like,
Where do Hispanics fit like with like let's say rap, hip hop, and stuff like that? Can we only be Bad Bunnies and stuff like that? Do you think we could even excel in like top hip hop, up there? Because it's predominant. It came from African Americans and stuff like that, right? So, like I don't know. And then what movies did we grow up on? Like there are some probably classics, right? But do you think there could be more and stuff that we could produce, create, like kind of like how Jordan Peele did, stuff like that.
But I think that's a good point. That's a really good point because even at the like start of hip hop, right? Mm-hmm. There was Boricuas, there was Puerto Ricans in there influencing that New York style, and there were b-boys too,
Cypress
and they were
Hill.
rapping, and Cypress Hill and stuff like that heavily influenced the hip hop culture. Big Pun, you know what I mean? Yeah. Big Pun is one of the best lyricists of whoever lived. Puerto Rican, you know what I mean? He's Hispanic, so we've always been there, but the record labels, right? They kind of like, good okay, point. if you're Hispanic, you got to rap in Spanish, like or you got to sing Spanish. You know what I mean? Yeah. We're not gonna put you out there and because we got the black guys doing that. Yeah, we need you to do something different. You know what I mean? Yeah. But now that all this like independent stuff is coming up and people are independent artists, I think that's the avenue that could elevate like Hispanic rappers or Hispanic American rappers to go to that upper echelon. You know what I mean? Because there's talented Mexicanos, there's talented Latin American people. Just like there is in any other race. You know what I mean? But it's always been that the labels were like, okay, you're a Hispanic. Your last name is your last name is Martinez, so you gotta sing some Spanish hooks. Let's get
You gotta give me some reggaeton, right?
Yeah, let's get some reggaeton
I don't
samples.
Need you on a trap beat. I don't know though. Like if I was a Mexican rapper, I don't know if I'd want to be with the black hip hop culture because I feel like we have enough flavor.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why I do like Bad Bunny is because he kind of spits, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Sure. And I'm like, oh shit, this is over like a reggaeton beat. Yeah. I'm like, oh, right. I don't know if a black hip hop artist can do that.
Oh, right. Okay.
You know what I mean?
I like that.
So it's like, we got our own lane, we got our own flavor. The blacks have their own flavor, even the whites.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. And But I think we have too much flavor to be. But we can't cross over though.
Right. Yeah, I think it's very possible.
Because we talk about appropriation, right? I think there's actually good cultural appropriation. Have you guys seen Japanese people try to be cholos and stuff?
I love that.
I love it, dude. If you really looked at like the movies, or not the movies, but like the YouTube videos, they appreciate Hispanic culture so much. They love, everything about it.
And they want to get it right. They didn't take it
to a T.
Yeah, they didn't take it and try to put it in their culture and add their flavor. Yeah. They like stuck within the parameters. They recognize it
and they appreciate it.
I think that's something about minorities though too. Like we tend to stick together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I don't know, for me maybe, even though I have a lot of really good white friends, don't get me wrong, but sometimes or most of the time I can relate more to a Mexican or a black.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's like you kind of know the struggle, the life, and you're kind of able to connect with them a little bit more. Yeah.
But, so true.
Yeah.
True. Any news things that happened recently?
I mean, since we're on the topic of race, that young girl just here in Davis County, man, committed suicide at 10 years old.
Yeah, that made national news. Yeah,
it made national news. It's crazy. So I'd seen it on KSL, right? I seen like the article or just the headline of the article. But then Taraji P. Henson, the actress, posted something on her Instagram about it and how she was very upset about it. Yeah. And then I started to read more about it. I'm like, holy shit, like Davis School District, like that's
Davis School District is a problem.
Yeah. I was like, that's where my son goes. Yeah. And that's where Royce was going. He was in Davis School District.
Oh, you got pulled out, bro.
He is now. He's at Weber now. He's in Weber School District.
So what was this? Was she black?
She was black.
Okay.
And she was being bullied. She's also autistic. Yeah, she's on the spectrum.
Jeez.
So she was being bullied by classmates about her race and about her braids, her braided hair, and then even teachers had said something like they had joined in some aspect of
like people call her like dirty skin or something like that. Like I don't know.
Wow.
It's terrible, bro. And a 10-year-old girl, a 10-year-old little precious baby, killed herself. You know what I mean? Like,
that's young. So you gotta just imagine like it was 10-year-olds probably that were doing the bullying.
Yeah.
Like where are they learning this from, guys?
Oh, it's fucking taught, bro.
You know?
Yeah, you're right. It's taught. Racism is taught, bro. They learn it in the house first. You know what I mean? It's not videos and shit like that. Because my son, if he sees something that I don't approve of or that his mom doesn't say in the house, he's gonna skip it. But if he sees something that, mom and dad say that, and this guy's saying it too, I'm going to tune in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's taught in the house, bro. And it's sad because, and I don't know if you guys went through it, and I'm sure you guys had, but especially here, like in Utah, like me and Roman, we went through the school districts here all our life. And I always got picked on when I was in a class that was majority white, and stuff like that. I got picked on, wetback, brown skin, even called the N-word because
your color's always in question
too. Yeah.
When I was always in question. They always it's always been pointed out. Oh, you're Mexican.
Bro, I even had to get vulnerable for a second in middle school. I had a fucking she wasn't even a teacher, she was like the detention fucking center teacher. She fucking called me out in front of the whole fucking detention class. I was in there for like the 5th time in the week, right? So but she's
she
like
was sick of your shit.
but she fucking
you were just bad, bro.
I was bad. But she fucking the thing that set me off, bro, is she fucking put the dictionary in front of me, right? She slammed the dictionary down and she goes, "You're gonna read from the dictionary all day today." She goes, "If you can even read English, because I know a lot of you can't understand some of these words in here." And that struck me to my core. Like it fucking broke my heart, bro, because this is a fucking teacher, like a fucking teacher that's trusted with kids every day telling this to me. And then another one told Roman that he was gonna fucking die.
I'd be a drug dealer because I was like, I'm moving to Vegas, and I'll admit I wasn't a saint. I was bad, I acted out and stuff like that. So I'm gonna put some blame on me. But yeah, he's like, you're probably just gonna grow up to be a drug dealer. I was like, damn, okay.
That's all you think of me. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
you ought to go back and be like, you had the wrong guy.
I don't know. I really don't even hold it against him anymore. Or anything.
I'll hold it against that bitch.
Rudy will do it.
I'm gonna fucking
you need to go.
I'm gonna find out where she's buried. I'm gonna fucking slam a dictionary on her grave.
Who can't read now, bitch?
Trying to say something.
No, people can't read.
I immediately recalled that memory once I read about this poor little girl, man, because I've gone through it, and taking her life at that age, bro.
It's crazy.
There's been times in my life where I thought about I think we all had like thoughts of suicide and stuff, but not at 10 years old, bro.
Yeah.
10 years old? No. Like I was worried about riding bikes. That's good. Have. Well, kudos to you.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to.
Cheers to that. We need more Gus's.
It was your grandma, bro.
We need more Gus's.
Your grandma.
I think that's it. I think that was it. No quitting in me. I'm like, if I take my life, I'm a bitch.
That's good.
You know? Yeah. But no. To like, I'm not saying that this little girl's a bitch by any way, shape, or form. I think that what happened to her is like, obviously, sad and unfortunate. I don't even know how a 10-year-old can come to grasp that she can take her life.
Yeah,
like that.
I don't
when
know
I was
how
10,
it
I was
happened or anything like that. But like the mom was pretty like I just want to spread my daughter's love. Like I don't know, like they're just strong people, dude. Like
jeez.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And to that point too, like she's trying to make light of the situation as far as like bring light to the situation.
And
you know what I mean?
dark it is.
Yeah. She's trying to bring light to the situation as far as like, hey, this dark thing happened, but like my daughter was so much more than this dark thing that happened. Where if it was a person of a different cultural background, they'd be like, "Oh, I'm fucking suing the school. I'm suing the kids." You know what I mean? I'm doing this because it's just the greed. The
They're
greed
gonna get sick.
They don't see like, I gotta make I gotta make sure that
no
other
people. They're thinking about themselves.
Exactly.
How they
where the mom, this mom is like, I gotta make sure this doesn't happen to anybody else's little girl or anybody else's little boy. You know what I mean? That's the difference.
That's powerful.
You know what I mean? That's
the difference, man.
And it's kind of gentle the way she handles it too, because if she would have just went in, I mean, like me, if I was in her situation, I would have flipped my shit. But like for her, like it's good that she's handling it like that calm, because if she was flipping her shit, it would just be like, oh, another black lady acting wild, you know, and it's so I don't know. It's kind of, I commend her for acting, for being that calm. But do you think, it would be tough, bro. I wouldn't be able to.
Do you guys think that acting calm will solve anything?
That's a good point, bro. Cases, I don't know.
You know, this is coming from the same school district that had a 2-year DOJ investigation that found out that they weren't doing shit about people being called the N-word, systematic racism. Even the teachers were fucking calling people. So it's like, this is a rotten tree.
It is,
it is.
It needs to be examined like top to bottom. You know what I mean? Because like,
it needs to be cut off. Right. Instead of being like, oh, let's take the bad apples off of the tree. No, cut that shit off.
Yeah.
Unroot it.
Yeah. So when did this happen?
This was pretty recent. I can't remember exactly when it happened, but it's been at least like a week, right? Just a week.
I think a week or less.
Was it since last time we had the pod? Because like I went on KSL today and I didn't see any evidence of it. Like I was, when you told me what conversation we're going to have today, like I couldn't find anything about it. So it's crazy that it's like off. Yeah, they're like removing it. They're trying to forget about it.
Yeah, I'd seen it like a few days ago on Taraji P. Henson's Instagram post, and I don't think I've seen the KSL article until like at least Sunday, because I immediately thought about that. Like, we were releasing the episode that we filmed last week, and then this hadn't even come out yet. So I was like, damn, we didn't even talk about that. But that's why we do weekly.
It should be out there though. Like, I mean, it should still be talked about.
I didn't even hear about it. I usually hear about these things too, but to usually on my Instagram or something, I'd find it, but. My wife told me that one of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City mentioned it, and I was like, once I started looking into it.
She a white lady?
No, she's actually like Pacific Islander.
Okay, girls, gonna say their numbers are down. They need views.
No,
bro, they got drama.
I shouldn't even make that.
But a lot of people, for example, like that's what pisses me off is like you're essentially saying the shit that we should be paying attention to and trying to change, we're not. You know, and a lot of people are like, you know, back in, I think it was like a year or so ago, where people were like, protect the children. You know, Joseph Biden and Tom Hanks, and they're in this sexual child exploitation, shipping them to China.
Let's go there.
You know, where's that shit at now?
Yeah,
right.
Fucking took the back seat now. You know, well, took the back seat to the vaccine.
Where's the protect the children now? I don't know.
Do you think that the stance was we should like? Do you think it happened, or what do you guys? Do you guys heard about this, right? Like Q and stuff like that, or like
the
QAnon stuff,
top echelon,
right?
Like, possibly like Satan worshippers and like sacrifice and da 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 da.
Let's go. That Travis Scott shit though, that shit made me kind of wonder. I'm like,
did you see the videos? No, let's talk about that.
Some crazy.
I talk about that shit.
This motherfucker, that low key, he low key is coming across as if he's a Satan worshiper.
I'm like, the upside down cross. Okay, upside down cross coming out of the portal. That was his stage.
That shit's crazy, bro.
And then like everybody that was there was like, there was so many flames. It was so hot. It like felt like we were in hell. And then everything on the background, was like
fire.
A portal opens and it says, "I'll see you on the other side," or "We'll see you on the other side." You know what I mean? And then I got like homeboys that are really into conspiracy theories and stuff like that, and they're like, oh, he was sacrificing people to like some god of Jupiter or whatever to get their soul, so he can elevate, so he can elevate and shit. And they were making sense of all this, and I'm like, I don't really subscribe to a lot of conspiracy theories. Like I just don't. I mean,
me either. But this one kind of got me.
I was gonna say this one kind of opened my.
If you even been to like a medium, small size concert, people could like shove into each other. That shit. It's tough. So think about a whole festival of that. So I think they have an idea.
Plus,
but then again, it's like, what do you do too? So it's like, do you even have enough security to back everybody off, or like, what do you do?
You don't foresee that shit, right? Like he's just the concert's put up, and probably his promoters are handling all the shit. Like, okay, this is how the stage is gonna look. We're going to have this because his album's going to be about this and stuff. I'm sure Travis Scott's not sitting there and like, I want this. I want an upside down cross. I want, demons all over.
I don't know. Maybe.
It could be, but there was a video that came out and you showed me it. And this was a few years ago.
The Weekend where it had Satan.
No. They were talking about they were talking to 2 Chainz, right?
Yeah.
About this Illuminati shit, like Illuminati imagery.
Right.
And 2 Chainz is like, they don't tell me this shit.
Yeah, I
show up. Yeah. The guy tells me, hey, you're gonna be here. I'm gonna put this above you.
Yeah.
Hey, you're gonna wear this. You know what I mean? He's like,
true.
And he doesn't know shit. He's just there doing his job. But the guy who's filming it and stuff has like the triangles and the one eyes and stuff like that. He don't fucking have no control.
I think Travis Scott's pretty involved with this shit
involved.
though.
Yeah, if you're at the top of the top, you're involved.
The shit that he was posting about like on his social media, it seems like he was like finessing everything. And getting a crowd involved into what he was putting together.
Oh shit.
So, yeah, and he didn't perform for a while. Like I think that was like his first performance in a while. So he put a lot of his energy into it. Like,
and he's with the member of the Kardashian family.
Oh shit!
They're all devil worshippers.
They're all cursed.
Lady Gaga for sure. Like she'll put out in the open, but then like also people who hang out with Lady Gaga. I think there's something to it. So like I don't just write it off completely.
For sure.
Do you think, since we're talking about conspiracy, so they say like when you drink blood that has adrenaline in it or whatever, do you think that's why the Aztecs did it? Because they say that's the most high you could ever get beyond any drug that's imaginable. That with adrenaline in it, drinking blood. Is that why they sacrificed back then? And
I mean, it could be.
Our evolution was only 50,000 years ago, so the same brain then is the same brain now. So it's possible that it could still go on.
I mean, do we think they were? You're trying to drink some blood? He's
like, hey, should we get some blood on the table?
Pull some blood out.
Fuck this whiskey, bro.
Yeah.
No, it could be though. The fucked up thing is like we're only told what we're told about the Aztec civilization, right?
Where they literally something.
They literally burned all the books. All the books that the Aztecs had, the Mayan civilizations had, they fucking burned them because they were like, "Oh, this is witchcraft. We're burning all this knowledge because you don't need this knowledge."
Smart,
you know what I mean?
So that's all I gotta say.
But it could be that, right? There could have been some aspect to it where they knew about what is that chemical called? The adrenochrome or whatever. Could have been that. Also, they worship like celestial objects. They worship the sun. They worship the moon.
Yeah.
They thought those were gods, so they were just sacrificing blood sacrifice to get they were blood sacrificing to get like, their approval or whatever. You know what I mean? So they're both options are on the table.
Cutting people's head off to make to have some rain.
To have some rain, exactly. Yeah, that's what it was about. I was like, fuck, it hasn't rained in so long. We have to grow these crops, so we're gonna start. Hey, bring Enrique.
Someone has to go.
Bring Julio. We're gonna sacrifice somebody. Those fuckers don't do nothing.
Right. Those fuckers are no good anyway.
They're no good anyways.
That's crazy, bro. No, that conspiracy theory shit is kind of like some of the shit is very like, like addictive almost.
Oh yeah,
which is like, it is. Like, why does this all make sense right now?
Right,
it's so twisted yet.
Well, because everybody they want an answer to something. So if you attach it and have like follow up leads or stuff like that. So your brain wants to solve a puzzle. So I get it, but I think it's not just completely outlandish.
But some people take it too far, like this motherfucker Alex Jones.
Oh my gosh, bro!
This motherfucker said Sandy Hook was a hoax for years.
That was a bad move.
That guy is like nuts.
And then he came out was like, no, it was a real thing.
Right. On not Dave Chappelle. On Joe Rogan's podcast, he's like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of retarded.
Yeah,
it's like, no, you're just stupid.
Until he got hit with $1 million fines. He's like, matter of fact, it was real. I take it back.
Alex Jones, dude. I watched his shit when the coronavirus was starting to happen because this fucking guy at work is like really into Alex Jones. Yeah. And he's like, it's not what they're telling us, man. Like, check out InfoWars, man. So I checked it out and I'm like, oh, you fucking listen to this guy? Like, for real? Like, come on, dude. Like, he's like, you gotta inject yourself with vitamin D because the sun's the only thing that's gonna save you.
They come up with some weird shit, bro.
I think you can literally make a conspiracy theory that makes sense about anything.
Anything,
bro. You have enough like videos and clips, and you can fucking piece it together. You can make somebody believe that like Domino's Pizza is the fucking head of the Illuminati and shit like that. You can just do anything.
Like
you want.
That sounds like that Q shit.
Yeah,
right? Q and or whatever. I'm like, bro.
The Q was hitting like I don't know until like.
Until Trump lost.
There's some speculation
like,
that shit. What happened here? Trump's related to JFK or JFK didn't die. He's gonna come back. Like what's that shit? Like nah, dude. Like
come on, bro. Trump's supposed to be president like 5 times this year. Right?
The 5 times this year.
It's like the Mayan calendar.
It's like the Mayan calendar.
Fucking Mayan calendar is supposed to end in 2012, 2016, last year. Tomorrow.
I don't know if this is gonna be bad, but do y'all think Biden's gonna go soon? You think he's gonna die or?
Oh man,
where the fuck is he at, bro? I haven't seen Biden.
I just seen him. I just seen an Instagram post, and I think this was recent.
Yeah.
Somebody posted it, and he fucking accidentally said, because he was trying to reference Satchel Paige, right?
Oh yeah,
and he's
gonna
like,
be good.
I compare myself to the great. He said the N word, but not the full ER. He said Negro. He's like, I compare myself to the great Negro of all time.
Oh shit!
I mean, great Negro pitcher. And it's like, bro, you're dying.
Yeah.
Like, just get out of the office.
Biden.
He's. I'm pretty sure he's got dementia.
He's got something.
That motherfucker's dying. Like, he's on his way out. He's checking out. He's gonna be at.
Would you rather have him or Trump?
No, I would rather have him. I'd rather have Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Get him out of the way. Get him out of the way and put
Huh.
Kamala in.
Kamala be looking good, bro.
Oh, bro. Hey, Kamala can get, you know what I mean? Especially in her younger days. She was dating, who was she dating?
Kamala be
Montel
looking
Jordan,
good,
or one of those
bro.
dudes.
Bro.
She was dating,
I'm like, Kamala.
one of these dudes on had a
Golly.
talk show. She was dating. She looked, man, Kamala can get it.
Kamala can get it.
Do you think people would uprise if there was a female black president?
We know who
Step
would
in?
uprise.
Yeah,
yeah.
But do you think there would be such a divide that
Easy.
people like riot and shit or whatever? Like,
Maybe.
I feel like there would. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's so stupid. But I mean, shit,
She's
she's
dumb, but
she's got
Barack already
experience.
kind of got that though.
Yeah.
yeah, a little
Yep.
bit.
Yeah.
But she'd be the first female
Female
president.
M.
Who happens to be
Yeah,
black, who
exactly.
happens to be Asian too.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So she'd be a
yeah.
minority.
She's definitely
Woman.
Antichrist.
There's a conspiracy theory out there about that.
Fucking
She's
Judas.
definitely the
I'm on series episode 3 of that. Just kidding.
Oh
It's
shit,
funny, man.
that's funny.
Imagine a first Mexican president.
That'd be crazy.
I
That'd
can't
be fucking
imagine
sick.
it, honestly.
That'd
I mean,
be
I definitely
crazy.
not saying we're not capable,
Yeah.
but like, I don't know. I
I was going
I
for Julian
I think
Castro.
we're so far off of this
I was
shit.
hoping
Julian Castro ain't the
Julian
one.
Castro ain't the one though.
No, he's
but
not
he's the
wrong.
only thing. Well, yeah.
Because
that
would it be like a
motherfucker-
motherfucking? Would it be like a whitewashed ass Mexican though?
I hope not.
Would it be like a Marco Rubio motherfucker?
No, fuck no.
I don't even know.
That
I know
motherfucker.
him, but I don't know. His, like,
Would
Ted
it be like
Cruz.
a Ted Cruz ass
Stupid
motherfucker?
Yeah.
Who doesn't even know what a tortilla tastes like?
Yeah. You guys see that video of the Texas congressman?
No.
This motherfucker was like at a restaurant. They filmed him. Fucking grabbed the tortilla. He's like, I'm like, that's a type of
That's a
motherfucker
new
we
one.
need in
That's
the
a
White
new one.
House.
Yeah.
Real one right
Hell
there.
yeah.
We need somebody to make a
cholo.
pozole in the White House,
Imagine a
bro.
fucking cholo.
Make
Like
a
straight up
menudo on
cholo.
Sundays.
Like little Mr. E president.
Exactly.
You get fucking scandals, just throwing fucking kegers at the White House and shit. Like all the homies are invited. Hey, I fucking signed a new document today. It's gonna fucking give all people stimuluses. Fucking come kick it, fool.
Hey, wearing the fucking cholo chanclas and shit. With the white meter.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go. That's the president we need.
Can you fucking imagine white folks? Oh my
be a
god. They
riot,
will lose
bro.
their shit. They will move to Europe. They will go back to Europe.
They go back to. Speaking of that shit, okay, you know, a lot of times you hear people say, "Oh, well, if they don't like it here, they should go back to their country." Right? They don't like it here, they go back to Mexico. They don't like it here, go back to wherever they're from. Right?
Yeah.
I fucking see these posts all the time on Instagram and shit where it's like Norway or fucking the Alps, the Swiss Alps, like, oh, it's so beautiful. And I'm like, oh, if it's so beautiful, then fucking go back. It's so nice. Get the fuck back over there. Give me my land back.
Yeah.
Because this was all Mexico at one point.
We're getting this
I
back.
don't see that.
So, what do you think about like role models? What role models did you guys grow up to? Do you think we even had good role models? Like, do you think like there should be more people who are like, I don't know, better citizens or something that makes you want to like, you know, go to work or something, and, you know, elevate your community or something. But like we're into hip hop, we're into like, you know, this and that. Like, I don't know. What do you guys feel?
I mean, think about the movies you mentioned, Blood In, Blood Out, American.
Yeah.
Like, what type of like?
Right.
That's really like what we grew up on. Like, I don't know if there was any good actor that was Mexican or Latino that we can really look up to, or an athlete. I don't know. I mean, there's probably some in baseball that we could probably look up. I mean, and I guess maybe boxing has some too. Yeah, soccer.
Cesar Chavez, bro?
I guess. Yeah, that's the one. I guess
Cesar
who's a
Chavez,
lot
for
of
sure.
kids' heroes.
And then
I
the
don't
same
know, man.
aspect, there was De La Hoya who was idol, but then we found out he was fucking cross-dressing at the same time.
Broke a lot of hearts.
Broke a lot of hearts.
In conspiracy, I feel like a lot of celebrities have blackmail on them and stuff like that could easily be, you know, shown to people if they've made the wrong move. But I don't know. When
you get to that point, man, shit, you're fucking doing a bunch of stuff. You have all the money, you got all the fucking power. Yeah. Of course, you're gonna find yourself coked up in some fishnets.
Right.
It's bound to happen.
You see that picture, Dillo?
I seen that shit,
bro.
That's a lot of coke.
Golden boy turned to golden girl. What the fuck?
You fucked up on that picture. Get away, bro.
You should have fit it. And
Mayweather for real. Hell yeah.
Mayweather roasted his ass,
dude. Yeah, he really can't say shit about anybody because everybody always posts that fucking picture. It's like, oh, dude.
But yeah, I like to say that I love history and stuff like that, or I like to study people, but I don't really know much, even like Julio Cesar Chavez or like Che
Guevara.
Yeah, Che Guevara. Like I don't even look into it and stuff, and
right.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
No, it's true, and it's gonna take like the parents passing down like stories or influences to you, because American like pop culture is not going to have that, right? For like a Hispanic kid, we're always shown as like fucking Speedy Gonzalez, you know what I mean, or
Speedy Gonzalez,
or shit like that. Like that's what we're represented as, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like
Taco Bell,
Taco Bell,
chalupas,
and shit like that. That's what we're represented. So that's what we see growing up, and no wonder why we probably tried to kind of distance ourselves from the culture, you know what I mean? Because we were like, oh, we don't want to be seen like that. I'm not a fucking gardener, or whatever. I'm
not a fucking gardener.
That's what's shown on TV. So distance yourself.
I'm not some kind of cholo.
Yeah, exactly. Or I'm not a cholo, so I don't want. You know what I mean? So it's gonna take like just the influence of family and stuff, and then like even the dads. Like we talked about that on the last episode, but it's so important to pass on that knowledge to your sons. Like, hey, this is who you are. Like, be confident in this, and this is where your family came from and stuff like that. And if you have that sense of where you're from, you kind of know where you're gonna go. You know what I mean? Or you know where you can go.
True.
Even with I don't know, like you bringing up Julio Cesar Chavez and stuff, and Che Guevara, like Hispanic leaders, they all really have a good story.
Yeah, like I'm aware of them, like how he wanted to help the farmers and stuff like that, and give them a better wage and stuff. But yeah, I just don't think we have enough, or researched it enough, or like taught to it enough in school.
Oh no. So. All the ones are white.
Like George Washington.
George Washington. I think that's what came to mind.
And they were all slave owners.
Washington.
Fucking murderers. Like fucking Andrew
Benjamin
Jackson.
Franklin. Yeah. He's the only cool one.
He's the only cool one. He actually kept himself.
He was some dark shit.
He was a pervert. Hey, he was a pervert. Big old fat pervert.
That's true.
Look up the Hellfire sex club.
He was a pervert, but he was okay, dude. Like Andrew Jackson, who's on the fucking $20 bill.
All those motherfuckers.
Indian killer. Famously going into reservations and slaughtering Indians so he could expand his own land.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he was a fucking murderer. And people are like, oh, Andrew Jackson, the founding father.
How does that make you guys feel though? Like now being a part of America and like having kids here and having, essentially bringing up, like Shalay says, my wife, she's like, damn, I have to bring them to this shit. Like they're gonna have to figure all this out. Like how do you guys feel being American now and like being grown ups and being like, like damn,
that's a good point. Like, but I want to break things down to my kids, but like not like give them all of it at once. Like like kind of like how you teach them how a bridge is built. So you explain it to a 5-year-old how a bridge is built, but then when they're 10 or 15, then you could get more technical and be like, oh, this is how it works. This is how it operates. So that's the only, I don't know, that's the most simplistic answer I could give. But yeah, I think like since we go back to religion, like I'm not a super believer on religion, but I think like this place is of the devil. So like there's a lot of dark forces and shit like that want to fucking take your soul or something like that. So,
that's some deep shit.
Yeah, that's some deep shit.
Because the Bible says the fight is not against flesh and bone. It's against spirits.
Yeah.
It's against evil spirits. Forces of evil, exactly. So, you do know, bro.
That's
what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's good to know.
How do you guys feel about that?
I don't know.
Fighting against evil. Like, you guys ever feel like you're fighting against evil?
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Go ahead. Because I feel like I'm not, because I feel like I'm not to say a goody good, but like I feel pretty protected and like comfortable in control. But what do you guys feel?
To get like vulnerable, right? Yeah. So I was doing my Bible study a couple nights ago, okay? And especially ever since we talked about the No Nut November thing, I've been like,
No Nut November,
bro. And let me tell you, I got done reading my scriptures and I'm going to bed and stuff, and I just feel restless. I feel restless, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I can't. I usually sleep, but my kids are asleep. You know what I mean? Like, what am I doing right now that's keeping me up? I get up, I go to the living room. and I'm laying there and I'm just meditating on what I read, right? Because it says in the Psalms, you know, to meditate on the word of the Lord daily. So, and when I read, I try to like think about like, how does this pertain to me? What does this pertain to me? What does this do to my life right now? And I swear to you, a fucking like a pornographic image comes to my head. And I don't usually get images like that. I usually not in my head, you know what I mean? I usually, if I want to do that, I go, and it's there. And I held it there. I'm like, I know this is the devil. I know that I'm under attack right now. And it, you know, he wants me to go and look at my phone and look at porn and this and that. And I said, I'm going to resist it. And so I just sat there with this image in my mind. And just read back to myself what I was reading in the Word of God. You know what I mean? So I think spiritual attacks happen like that. And there's even bigger spiritual attacks. Like when my kids get scared in the middle of the night. Like there was one time Royce was having a nightmare. And he was like, you know, rolling around in his sleep, and he was just having a really bad dream. And I went in there and I prayed over him, bro. Prayed over him and just sat there and held his hand. Didn't wake him up and like, oh, are you okay? You know, this and that. I was just like, I want to make sure that his spirit's okay. His spirit's calm. You know what I mean? So it went away after doing that. It went away after, you know, praying, having that trust, that faith that, hey, he's going to be all right through this. But I want his spirit to fight this. Because when you're awake, your conscious mind is going, and your spirit kind of takes like a back seat, right, for the most part. But I feel like when you're asleep, the conscious mind is completely shut off, and the subconscious, what they call it, that's your spirit, and that's what's now active. And
but that one still needs to be with the light.
Yeah, exactly.
And it talks about it in the Psalms too. Like a lot of the prayers are like, watch my night, watch my sleep. You know, tend to me while I sleep.
Exactly.
Like that.
What do you think, Adam?
Yeah, I honestly, like, I don't really see like big battles, like, you know, against evil, like maybe what Rudy's explaining, but like I think I do see like you know, when I don't want to do something, or you know, if I want to, you know, cut corners, you know, I think those are still like I think those are still like ways of like evil trying to, you know, take over, because you know, if I cut a corner, I can do this, you know, maybe I might one up on someone, or you know, like that's not right, you know, and maybe that's kind of how I see it a little bit.
I think that's spiritual attack too, bro.
That's all. It's gonna be the religious podcast.
I like it.
It's Bible study.
It's part of Hispanic culture. Like going back to it, you know what I mean? Hispanics are spiritual people, man. Like even our ancestors, you know, the Mayans, the Aztecs and stuff, like they were spiritual people. So like we're a spiritual people, you know what I mean?
Rudy's about to be like that. Bro. Rudy's about to be like that evangelicalist, the guy that's like a bunch of demons in a tube. That's what a plane is. I'll never fly commercial.
I'll never fly
1999.
I love those fucking old school televangelists. Like, oh, I'll tell you what.
Just have your Venmo pop up.
It's about to be Rudy
next week. $10 to the ministry, you'll get this water.
Some bullshit, man. It's crazy, man.
It is.
Life is like duality, though, right? I wonder this too, though, because like you have to have positive and negative, right? Or there, it just exists, right? And then energy can only be transferred, whatever. Do you think there has to, or there always will be, a set of good people and a set of like pretty much like bad negative people? Because it's like there's the balance, but not everybody could be good or something. Like, I don't
We're a Christian generation.
The way a negative person or a bad person could look at a good person, like they think they're bad, but they're actually not. Or you know what I mean?
But then you're like, what's bad?
Yeah,
right?
True.
Yeah, you're like, what's good, what's bad? So for people that have faith or Christians, you know, it's like, you know, we're a cursed generation since Adam and Eve.
Right.
So because of Adam and Eve, solely because of Adam and Eve, you know, because she bit that apple, bro. She bit that apple. Yeah. So, you know, the Bible was very clear, like, you know, you won't be gods anymore.
Right.
You will have to struggle. You will have to essentially now pick and choose, and I will give you the freedom. So, but there's so much shit going on right now.
Speaking of evil, you guys want to get into the Kyle Wiesen?
That was a good transition, bro.
It's a good conversation to have.
Good transition.
Good transition.
That's evil, bro, for sure. Don't fall for his crying.
I know, bro. That was the most fucking like fake crying shit I've seen. Right? That's like that's like the shit you fucking catch somebody doing something and you just caught them in the act and they try to like sob to repent to you. You got me. And she's, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, no. That was some fake ass crocodile shit, bro.
Yeah.
He knows, even, I was telling Roman this, he knows he fucking murdered those people, you know what I mean? And he knows it wasn't fucking self-defense. He had those, you guys remember when he had that t-shirt printed up? I can't remember what it said on there.
It says, free as fuck.
Yeah, free as fuck.
Right when they bailed him out.
Yeah. Because he got
Like,
away with
dude.
it, and he fucking took
Jeez.
pictures with people. He was like taking pictures, like,
Right.
oh yeah, look at
thought
free
he
as
was
fuck.
George
You know what I mean?
Zimmerman or something?
Yeah, trying to be like George. That's some
Yeah.
bullshit too, because George Zimmerman did the same fucking shit, and he's scot free, signing bags of Skittles and shit,
selling the gun,
selling the gun.
Wow.
You know what I mean? He fucking signed bags of Skittles at an event, and this fucking Kyle, whatever the fuck his fucking name is,
Riddle.
Yeah.
Riddle House,
Riddle, yeah.
is gonna probably get off because the fucking judge seems to want to suck his dick.
Right, and the prosecution is like fumbling it. They're
Yeah.
fucking losing it.
Maybe
So
mad, bro. Gus had a
But-
good post about it though.
But the prosecution, you know, if you're a prosecutor, like, how could you go against that? The fucking judge has the Trump,
right.
which is the Trump ringtone to his rally or whatever, which is now makes sense why he didn't want, he wasn't gonna let the courtroom use the word victims, but rioters are okay,
Right.
you know, and that comes from the rhetoric of Trump,
Right.
where it's like, oh, these thugs, these
Right.
rioters. It's like, okay, yeah, they broke some shit, they put some shit on fire, but this is 400 years of, what did J. Cole say?
Yeah.
400 years of swelling. I'm trying to tell them.
I'm telling you,
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like, yo, this has been happening for 400 years.
Yeah.
Like, they're sick of this
They're
shit.
sick of this shit.
Yeah, they will burn shit down, so maybe that will get your attention.
Yep.
So you're going up against that. It's a whole system that I think it's fucked up. So
Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen. My guess is that there's gonna be, but it's really not up to the judge, which is good. But that makes me wonder about the 12 people of the jury.
I was
Right.
gonna say, if I'm a jury member and I'm seeing the judge yelling at the
yeah.
prosecution, I'm like,
Yeah.
this
I'm not
prosecution's-
in the prosecution.
you guys are stupid.
Prosecution's stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's not a good feeling.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I have a bad
Yeah.
feeling about this one.
I did
But I
too.
always wonder what it's like to be a lawyer, just like being a salesperson. Like, if you can tap into the emotion and be like, yo, like this
Oh, yeah.
motherfucker took
Right.
Right.
an assault rifle across state lines
As a minor.
as a minor.
Yeah.
This motherfucker was walking around like he was some kind of cop or something.
Right.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was like a Hancock. Motherfucker was Hancock. What the fuck?
Fucking 17-year-old kid going over there
Not
trying to
Hancock,
police shit.
bro.
You're not
Are
fucking
you
policing
serious?
shit.
Yeah,
He
come
probably
on.
was on the drive listening to Alex Jones, and Alex Jones was like, these rioters are destroying the country.
Dude, you do a good impersonation of Alex Jones.
Yes.
Good impersonation of him.
Last week's Del Hoy one was good too. Good job on that.
Speaking of impersonating a cop, wasn't there a story just recently? Somebody
Oh,
impersonated a
yeah,
cop or something
yes.
like that?
In Kearns, out in Kearns, Utah.
In
So
Kearns.
Adam
Yeah.
sent me this. The guy's been doing it since August. The
Put
first
it on the
Bro,
job.
the first reported incident was in August, right? And they
Yeah.
just barely caught up to him now, and it's fucking November. Okay? But this guy was driving around in a black Dodge Charger. He had the lights on the front only, just the grill had the lights, right? He had
Got him on Amazon.
He's got him on Amazon.
He did.
Bro, listen,
I bet.
to this next
Day
part.
shipment.
I'm about to go fuck with some people.
Listen to this next part. He had a fucking cop uniform, okay? But no badge and no name
Next
tag.
free day.
Next free day shit.
I love when it says
He's
that
a
shit.
Prime
Okay.
member.
I love when it says next free day. Thank you. Free returns. Thank you.
Yes.
So he's fucking pulling people over and shit, and like getting
What the
IDs,
fuck?
getting like fucking insurance cards and all this, and pulling them over for some bullshit.
It was on full
And he
force.
fucking,
Yeah.
from August. Like how the
Jeez.
fuck is he
Just,
just
do you
doing
think
this?
it's just a power trip, or what do you think?
Is he? Let me guess. Is he white?
I don't know.
Nobody
I'm
knows.
Sure he is.
I don't
I'm
know.
sure he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
But,
he is.
yeah.
There he is. I watched a video of that, and I don't know. I like watching like real life cop shit.
Okay.
Like you guys ever
Yeah.
watch cop
Yeah,
shit?
oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
But then it kind of, as time went by, I'm like, this shit isn't cool. These motherfuckers are getting their rights violated.
Right.
Yeah, probably.
Even if they're crackheads.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
they're still
a
human.
crackhead still has
Right.
rights.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, Mr. Cop.
Right.
But anyway, and I watched one where this white boy, and I think he was a minor too,
Mhm.
and he'd just pull somebody over, and I'll have to send you guys the video, but it's a trip.
What?
I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
What the
Bro, I think we've all been pulled over like 16 years old and you're
Oh yeah.
intimidated of that fucking
yeah.
cop.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're willing
Yeah.
to tell him anything, you know?
Yeah,
like,
at
just
a cop, like
Right.
say I was reaching too slowly because I
Right.
I was
Too
concerned
slowly?
too slowly.
Yeah.
He had like hand on the gun and stuff and get out the car and stuff.
ridiculous.
I was like, wow, dude, like I'm trying to be slow for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Remember
what
that
the
time
fuck?
that I got
If you're
arrested
too slow,
after
it's a problem.
fucking
Too
football
fast,
practice?
you get shot.
yes,
So
man.
I got
Yeah, that was
arrested. We
bullshit.
were fucking practicing for intramural football,
Yeah.
right? And the fucking cops show up and they're like, "Well, we got to report up the street of minorities with their heads shaved and weapons drawn. And Adam was like, we don't even have shaved heads. Like we literally
we have weapons. They said we have guns.
And we had like some of them had some fades and shit. We had some hair. Yeah. And I remember Adam called me like, we don't have shaved heads. He's like, well, it's in this area, and you guys fit the description. So anyways, they run our fucking names, all our names. Mine comes up with a warrant because a few months earlier I got in trouble for some shit. The guy comes over and he's like putting on his fucking gloves like to wrestle somebody. Yeah. He's like putting on these like, well, which one of you is Rudy Rocha? Oh shit! And I'm like, oh, that'd be me. And he's like fucking in stance, ready to like if I'm gonna run or if I'm gonna fucking fight him. And I just walk up to him. I give you guys my phone, and so I'm like, hey, yo, call my mom. You know, because I was like barely 18. I'm like, call my mom. Like I'm gonna fucking go to jail real quick. Yeah. But yeah, like he's over here like, fucking putting on gloves like I'm gonna scrap with him or something.
I do like the jail shows though. Did you guys ever watch Scared Straight? And do you think like Scared Straight should be a thing for kids nowadays?
Oh
like,
yeah.
Like these boot camps or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Well, they kind of need something like that.
Some badass kids.
Work on Gen Z though.
Right.
Will it work on Gen Z?
They'll just be on their fucking phone.
They'll be like, you can't talk to me like that. I have rights.
Like Bad Babby or whatever, baby.
Bobby?
Yeah. She needs to be on fucking. She needed to. It's too late now. I actually thought she was pretty cute before that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. I mean, you're not, oh my gosh, drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah.
But I kind of like the plastic surgery a little bit. I mean, not to say that she looks bomb or anything, but I don't know.
She was ugly either way.
She was kind of cute, bro. I'm like, and then the plastic surgery, I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah,
she's totally different.
She completely changed her fucking to look more ethnic, right? She wanted to try to be more black. She wants to have like fuller lips. She wants to like, you know what I mean?
Fuller lips.
We all know
like Cardi.
Right.
But,
she does kind of look like Cardi now with that. That's weird.
And she made a lot of money when she turned 18 to the OnlyFans.
Go on OnlyFans and shit.
Damn. I would think she wouldn't want to work anymore, but maybe she
bro, that's a bunch of dudes just being purrs, bro. Waiting until she hit that fucking 18-year-old.
Waiting.
Bro,
like counting the days down. Benjamin Franklin was watching that shit.
Oh, there it is. It's live, guys.
Turning over.
He's still alive. He's a fucking Illuminati member, so he's got bags of kids' blood going through.
That's how he stays alive.
Just 200 years old, just sitting there, just fucking clicking on it. OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Bro, it's like new shit.